Welcome, welcome. Good morning. It's Wednesday. It's
Wednesday. That's
Wednesday.
good.
And look, I got Valerie with me today from Illumination Portal, and I absolutely adore her. We haven't been together in a while, and we don't like that.
No, we love hanging out. We love hanging out together.
We do love hanging
You
out
know, uh,
together.
I love
Yeah.
watching your shows, though, Allie. You got such good people on, and like last night, that was a really good show with Taro, Stash, and Kelly from
Oh,
Dozen Cats. That was really cool how you guys did that.
yeah, I had Kelly's the one that makes up all those
I
different types of things, and this time it was me that made it up. Or,
oh really?
I used those three, and she and I had done it a couple of weeks or months ago, and Gerald was enthralled. So we said, hey, come on and be with us and do it. And he always makes me laugh. He's so funny. Oh my
Mhm.
God. He is a riot. But I did remind him that I had read, hello, Rossi, Isabella, Teresa, Starfish. It's nice to see you. Thanks for being here. Yeah. I had reminded him that I had heard last night, hi, Lottie, that there's going to be a lot of domestic terrorism, and this is for entertainment purposes only, because I hate saying those things on here,
Right.
but against the LGBTQ community this month.
Well,
And
there's a
yeah,
lot of unfortunate energy going on because astrologically, we're kind of like in the same energy as when America became a country and the
mm-hmm,
French Revolution, the American Revolution. And we can see the division is being hyped up, right?
mm-hmm.
Okay, you got to hate them. You got to hate them because of their color, because what they like. You okay?
Yeah. Oh, I'm fine. Yeah, I'm
And
fine. Just saying.
it's
Yep.
just it's so sad. So I don't think it's going to be, of course, in the street revolution, but it's
Right.
definitely the division is thick, and I blame
It's always somebody that's the other. It's the other. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's so
Yeah.
messed up. It is so messed up, and you look at it, you would think that we had a media that had integrity, but they're all the same because they just hype it up too. They take in
Yeah.
each side and just they're just in the middle, right? And you're like, why would you promote anything that's going to be detrimental to the people of our nation? So I
Yeah.
watch it, but I watch it as a neutral observer, and I know
I
what
get it. Yeah.
astrology's doing. So I'm like,
Yeah.
I've said this for probably the last year. It's going to be bumpy until like 2025, 2026. But by that time, we will have ironed out a lot of
Yeah. I
this
hope so.
division. We really will. But yeah, I would definitely keep your eyes open. But there was just a shooting yesterday in Richmond. It's 2 hours away from me, and it's really chill town.
Yeah, I know it is. Yeah, absolutely. Um, so today, the guy that has orchestrated all of the big changes at CNN and that brought that town hall in with Dingaling
Mm.
was fired.
Yay!
So
See
that
that?
makes me happy because at least they know that after that happened, everything went deep six with
Yeah.
CNN. Everybody was saying, I'm never watching it again and all that other stuff.
Not either.
But he was a Trump supporter. So,
Well, imagine.
you know,
You're like, okay, I, well, I don't get it. I don't get why he has as many followers as he does, because literally wanted to be America's first dictator, and
yeah,
you don't
yeah,
even they don't even understand the gravity of that, of what he's
no,
doing, and,
no,
and
no. Well, they're not educated. They didn't learn about world history. They don't really know that much about Hitler and how and fascism and how it all works. This guy is he's rich. He's the money man and he supports me, the poor little guy. And the fact is absolutely not.
No, and
Yeah.
he showed that every day, and he continues to show that every day, that nobody beneath him matters.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing matters. He
Mhm.
only matters,
Yeah.
and it's just it's so stomach churning to watch. I can't even
It
watch it
is.
anymore. I
I
kind of
know.
want. I'll get some information from Midas Touch and keep moving
Uh-huh.
on and going. Okay, I'm just gonna
Yeah.
have faith. I'm gonna have faith and trust in the universe. And I'm looking at the astrology. The astrology's that's from the universe. That's the universe talking. So I just keep myself
There you go.
hopeful. You know.
There you Yep. Well, and so tell us what's going on with regard to the new things that are going on coming up as of yesterday, I believe you said, right?
Yeah, we had Leo. Venus moved into Leo. So right now,
Mhm.
today, we have Venus, Leo, 0 degrees, Pluto,
Uh,
Aquarius, 0 degrees. Now
okay.
they're right across from each other because they're on the same part of the wheel. They're opposites, um, but in relationship to each other. So they're
Uh-huh.
both sitting there. You got Leo, who's all about the heart, courage. Leos like to be seen, they like to be heard, they like to, but
Yeah.
this is kind of the refinement of Leo. Do all the higher attributes of Leo with Leo, Venus and Leo right now, because you can really get far, like on your projects and your plans and things that interest you, because
Hmm.
Mars is in Leo and he's a little bit ahead of her, like 8 degrees, but they're going to be in there together. Okay,
Yeah.
then Venus is going to retrograde and she's going to be there until October sometime. So
Okay.
she's going to retrograde in Leo, stay in Leo, but it's all about telling us what it is, because okay, Venus rules what we love too. Every
Mhm.
detail of our lives, that you prefer this pen over this,
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
everything, right? So
Uh-huh.
everything that you love is being looked at, right? And it's especially in Leo. Do I really like this? Do I really want to keep buying this product or doing this way or
Right.
whatever?
Right.
And she's gonna have us really refine that
Ah,
that stuff that we love. That's because it might be a lot of things that we thought we loved that we don't, which would be Pluto and Aquarius saying, "Are you really sure about that? You just do this out of habit. Do you still want to continue to do it?"
right.
And Pluto wants integrity. Well, in their higher vibrations, they all want integrity, but Pluto and um, Aquarius is that's it. There's only freedom for all humanitarian things. There's everyone deserves to have a roof over their head and this and that. Freedom
They're
for
democratic.
yes. But in about what day is today? The 7th. Well,
Uh-huh.
4 days.
Mhm.
Pluto's going back into Capricorn, and he's going to
That's
be
what I was going to ask you.
yeah, till
Yes.
January. So, but every time he does that, Allie, he's going to because he went in and got a little information from Aquarius, right?
Hmm.
Going back, and Aquarius told him the 1-2%, which if you think of Capricorn, that's who rules Capricorn. 1-2%, 3%.
Uh-huh.
The
Uh-huh.
wealth. So, and you can see for 18 years, they just kept adding money to the stock market. They kept giving millionaires and billionaires tax write offs and things like that. Well, now
Hmm.
they're just going to go back in there. Like, are you sure you don't want to make good of all the things that you abused for 18 years? And so far, Capricorn has said no. So
Right.
I think what it's going to do is it's going to show more of the underbelly, more of things that we didn't even know. And it's
Right.
pretty bad. The things we do know about are pretty bad. And this is going to bring in even more information that we're going to really be going, wow, is this, is it, was it really that bad? I mean, and I'll even say this for entertainment purposes only, but I've said this from the minute he was elected president in 2016. That was not a fair. That was he cheated somehow because he will be found out to be an illegitimate president.
Mhm.
And I think things like that are going to come out. But that's all that Capricorn. They kind of they know how to use astrology too, and they know how to do it to increase their profits and
Yeah.
financially. And what
Uh-huh.
they care about, money and power, and they know that in Capricorn was really working in their favor. Okay, so
Yeah.
when Pluto comes back into Aquarius in January, it's going to be okay. Here's everything you've seen. What are we going to do? How are we going to make this a world that everyone can thrive in? Right
Right.
now, don't
Right.
forget, he's going to be in there for 20 years. But okay, he goes in next year for about 9 months, but then he retrogrades back into Capricorn one more time. Yeah,
Really?
but it's
Okay.
because there's so much underbelly. There's so much we don't know. There's just
Right.
so,
Right. No,
he's
I agree. Even a small thing that I noticed last week was Jeffrey Epstein's list of people included some other people that I didn't know were on his favorites list or whatever. Some other, not the ones that were mentioned earlier, but just another whole group of them, including people that have said Melania was the one who came from that she came from his lair, so to speak,
Mhm.
entertainment purposes only. But
Well,
yeah,
and that too, that's the kind of things that are going to come out because come
yeah,
on, he was best friends with Trump, and Trump could have got him out of jail in New York City, but instead he ended up dead. Or is he dead? I keep
yeah.
getting he's not dead,
Oh,
and
really? Just
yeah.
hiding away somewhere,
Mhm.
huh?
Let me see.
Oh,
Jeffrey Epstein, is he transitioned? Nope. And I
oh.
think that had to do because he had so many people's.
Mm-hmm.
Who's the
Mm-hmm.
guy that runs the Limited and Victoria's Secret? That guy literally signed over everything he owned to Epstein.
Mm-hmm.
These people are despicable. They like children, and I just think I know Trump's involved in that too, for entertainment purposes only. But for Epstein, they were good friends quite a while. And right when he was about to get elected, I popped on a video, and it was about his ex-wife Ivana. Ivana and Ghislaine Maxwell were best friends, and would go out into the car and out into the streets in these
Mm-hmm.
nice cars and pick up these young girls for these guys at Mar-a-Lago. And it's really really
Yeah,
disturbing.
I understand. A
I
lot of
think
craziness.
I
Yeah.
can't find that video to save my life, and I could have swore I saved it. So
Wow. It may be eradicated. Yeah, just how that happens. Yeah.
mhm.
Yeah. Oh my God.
But so
I
things
just
like that,
I just
definitely.
want to stop here for a second. Jenny said the smoke is bad from the fires in Canada. I did see a picture of New York City under extreme smoke. And
Mhm.
actually, it reminded me of the smog that was there in the 70s. I
Yeah.
remember pictures of New York looking like crap. Anyway, yes, I would love everybody to pray for rain for wildfires, sorry, and for the wildflowers too, because they're
Yeah.
probably being all burned up. Who knows? But yes, absolutely. The air quality is so bad when you have that in the air, especially if you're asthmatic or you have lung issues. So yes, Jenny,
We have it
hoping that
down here. I'm in Virginia Beach, and it's really smoky. Looks foggy, smoky, but it smells. You can smell it, right? And this
yeah.
big storm was coming towards us earlier today, and it just sprinkled a little bit. Well, there's another one coming. I'm hoping it comes through and gets that smoke out of the air. But
Yeah.
yeah, like these are the things that are going to happen because until humanity as a whole decides, well, maybe we should heal Mother Earth, maybe we should heal each other, maybe,
Hmm.
have a
Hmm.
media that is literally uh, telling you the facts, not taking sides and being in the middle, causing more division. That all that stuff has to change. All these big systems are going to be restructured under Aquarius and Pluto. And
Hmm.
he's got all this support with him. He has Saturn in Pisces, where Saturn's even looking at how to restructure how we do things, how we do systems, how any system is run. Because now Pisces, he's in Pisces, and Pisces is unlimited um,
Yeah.
ways of creating, right? So we're not going to do things the same old, because it doesn't even work,
Right.
right? So
Right. Absolutely.
sorry, I get off my
No, it's a okay. That's a okay. What I'm going to say right now is that today's the 7th, so the 21st is the summer solstice.
yes.
That's in 2 weeks. So let's make a plan to come back here in 2 weeks, and you can have all your info on the summer solstice to let
Yay.
us know what's going on with that. And I would, because I love celebrating the solstice, number
Me too.
one, but we'll see what comes up astrologically as well, because isn't
Mhm.
that like a really big time for movement change? That's a
Yes,
very
a big,
auspicious day, isn't it?
yeah,
Yeah.
it's a big
Yeah.
portal, and that's just it though. This astrology since, well, I'll just go right before COVID, like in December 2019. This astrology has been off the chain. It's been crazy,
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
that big alignment in December 2019 brought in a pandemic, right? And
Hmm.
since then we've been trying to figure out, okay, how do we move forward? How do we trust our systems? I
Yeah.
mean, we're being asked, do we trust our election system? Do we trust our healthcare? And all this stuff is just going to keep coming in our face. So, anyway, it's been portal after portal. That's why I call my channel Illumination Portal, because
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
these are significant portals that are opening
they are.
doors for us that we didn't even know we had access to. So here
Yeah.
we are, and we're going forward, and it's not been easy, but once, if you're connected into your heart and you are a spirit, this, we're on a spiritual channel. I'm talking to probably all spiritual people. You're connected
Right.
to, you got your mind and your heart connected. You're being love, you're sending out love. That's what our job is here. We're love workers, light workers, energy workers, whatever you want to call us. That's what we're here to do.
Hmm. Hmm.
Getting thrown off your center because of what's going on out there that isn't even real. It
Right.
really isn't, because everybody's lying to everybody at
I
the
know.
moment. And
Well, and really, when you think about it, we have so much illusion around us. And, then we have our opinions and our beliefs and our perceptions. And
yeah.
all, no, it's no wonder we're not all sort of chasing a different life or a different reality.
Well,
It's
it
no
looks like
one.
we can see the insanity, right? The
Yes.
insanity. We can see the division. We can see a lot of
Yeah.
people all of a sudden got into their psychic abilities and knowing that they had something going on. And a lot of other people just are out here ready to take all your rights away. And you're like, what's going on? Well,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
I use Neptune and Pisces. That went into, I think it was 2006 or 7, and you
Yeah.
could see slowly since that time that people were being divided, not only from the media and
Right.
politics, but they were themselves.
Yeah.
I mean, you're going to stand up for white supremacy? You're going to say that out loud? Like, that was
I know.
stuff that wasn't spoken out loud. Now, I'm glad it's exposed, but at the same time, I want it to be removed
Yeah.
from our
Well,
country, you know?
they're saying that actually in the last year or so, or ever since January 6th, that there's like another 1,700 small militia groups that have been found around the country. So what it has done is it's opened up that it's okay,
Yeah.
and it isn't okay. It isn't okay in any way. But a lot of it is under the auspices of religion, and it's got nothing to do with the religion. It's one's perception of what one thinks it should be. Like God said no abortion. God said no gay people. Whatever it is. No, he didn't. He
Yeah.
didn't say those
I
things.
know. It's like, were you in
Yeah,
the room when he
yeah, I
said
know.
what is
And then
going
they say, well, Jesus did too. And Jesus didn't say that either. Yeah, no way.
on?
No way.
And this is what the problem is, though. Critical thinking isn't being utilized at all. Like, there's a lot of us who are very intelligent. We can look at all these things and critically think. hey,
Mhm.
really, I want everyone to have their freedom. Who am I
Yeah,
to say you can't love who you want, or
that's right.
your choice, and all that?
I,
Then
work
there's
on your own life,
yeah, then there's people who are like, you can't even read this book, and you're like,
I know. I
did
know.
you see that where they're going to the councils and they're not even these people don't even have children. They're
I know.
just
Yeah, they're just mad. Yeah,
man,
ridiculous.
getting both
Um,
together.
I just had to put that up, Thomas, because that is so funny. Cats do that. My friend's cat can never find a rat, so he picks up all these socks and brings them to her. But I'm sorry that you were so lucky to get the rat.
Hmm.
Anyway,
There's the
yes, it is appreciation. That's
yeah,
definitely what it is.
yep.
And
It really
hello,
is.
Anita. Hello,
I
dear. I'm glad you're here.
I love cats
So,
though. Cats will bring you presents, and it's
they
not
will.
what you
They
what you're
will.
looking for.
I know. Aren't they something else? Honest to God.
Oh,
All right. So I'm gonna. We're only 20 minutes in. We may interject some more information or some more chit chat because that's what we like to do. But we'll go ahead and start answering some of your
yeah.
questions. So we have Jr. here this morning,
Hi, Dale.
wanting to know. She's having a bad couple of weeks. We don't like that. So let's see if we can. Isabella. Okay, I'll bring up your. I have your question, Isabella, but I'll also bring up your comment when we're done
That's a
with.
good question, Isabella. That's a really
Uh,
good question.
yeah.
Um, I'm sorry. What's this one? I'm having a bad 2 weeks. Jr.
Mhm.
This is like kind of the okay. Since we had an eclipse on the 5th of May, we've been releasing stuff, right? And it never feels good
Oh,
to release stuff. Then we
right.
had the new moon in Taurus at the end of May, towards the end of May,
Uh-huh.
and that was giving us uh, that that message to go in and to get into your five senses. We had a lot of energy in Taurus. Get into your
Mhm.
five senses. Get into what it is that you really want to do. Because if we're not following our heart, if we're not like doing the things, if we're doing anything that we don't like to do, we're going to keep hitting walls. This is
Mhm.
why I'm bringing
Mhm.
this up because the energies, this
Yeah.
astrological energies are saying, okay, you know how to get into your heart. Now, what is it that you would like to do? Just do your passion. It doesn't have to be run for president or anything like that. It's just to
Yeah.
live in your passion.
Right.
And the other day we had on the third we had a Sagittarius full moon, so that brought in the fire to give Taurus to say, okay, well, I got into my five senses. Let's go do this. Let's explore this. And
Yeah.
gives you
Yep.
ideas, gives you that divine mind thinking. And I
Mhm.
think the first card I picked for you, all that to say, rest, renew, recharge. What does your body crave and need right now? I don't
Yep.
think you're listening to your body.
Okay.
I don't think you're, like, and that's not, a judgment. It's just enjoy. Get into stuff that you enjoy.
Yeah.
What's your passion? Hi,
Mhm.
Kelly.
Yep. All right. Um,
Okay.
I have here that you've been going through a transformation, Jr.
Yeah.
You're going through a transformation, and I think we all are.
Yeah.
We are all aligning with our true intentions and our true expression of who we are. And we're transforming as we go. And that's always a little bit painful because there's a shift in our perceptions and in our bodies. But yeah, I agree with Valerie. Follow what it is that you like. You may have a new perspective show up. And
And that would be Sagittarius bringing in that new idea, right?
excellent, excellent. Something
Mhm.
maybe you hadn't thought of. But
Mhm.
most of all, forgive yourself. If you're not feeling well, remember to, if things are bad, you forgive yourself, forgive anybody else that may have done something. I need this right now. I personally need this message myself.
Mhm.
I really do. I have to forgive.
Yeah.
I have to remember that people aren't malicious. They aren't, they're not plotting against me. I
Right.
just, yeah, I just need to remember that. So you too. Yeah.
And these are like uncertainty. Okay, for the last 3 years, let's just go to COVID to now. It's been uncertainty. We're kind of like, where are we
Yeah.
at? We haven't got our footing. There's a lot of new, higher vibrating energies here, but at the same time, we have to go and deal with the third dimension. So we're back and
Yeah.
forth, back and forth.
Oh, I know it. And
It
that's
is,
exhausting.
it
That's
is
exhausting.
exhausting.
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
And it says, take responsibility. This next card was take responsibility for your life as a creative adventure. So I
Ooh.
think that they're saying to you, really get into, I don't know, gardening, sewing, whatever it is that you enjoy doing.
Yeah.
How can you live with more meaning, integrity, and truth? Because once
Mm.
you start, I know this happened for me, and I know a lot of other people in this community. Once I started following my heart, listening to just the little details, you know, no, you don't
Hmm.
want orange juice, you want water. Just doing everything that I heard, and
Yep.
my life just became really simple. Like,
Right.
no, not all the time, but
Yeah.
a lot simpler than it was because I made myself miserable because I felt like I was never doing the right thing, and I wasn't. 'Cause I wasn't following my heart.
So once you follow your heart and it tells you what to do and you begin to follow it,
Mhm.
you don't have those doubts anymore, do you?
No,
As much? Okay. Yeah.
not at all. And
Yeah.
I'm not saying I don't,
Oh, I
yeah,
know.
yeah,
Yeah.
we,
Of course. We
but
all do.
I was taught that if you can connect your mind, your third eye to your heart, go into silent state, get it
Yep.
into, because a lot of people, I had this problem. Well, what does my heart want? I couldn't even hear my heart. I didn't know what it was saying. I didn't, you know, and I didn't know what I wanted. I'd look at things, I'd be like, eh, you know, I
That was
wanted
my
to,
problem for a very long time, Valerie.
yeah,
My husband would say, "What is it that you want?" I'd say, "I really don't know."
no, I
Yeah.
just want to help people.
Hmm.
So it came down to that. And then
Hmm.
they kept encouraging me to do a channel so to help people understand how to connect to your heart. How do you get to the point where you love and accept yourself?
Hmm.
And you give yourself a free pass for everything that happened from this moment behind you.
Hmm.
So you don't live in regret because regret will take the life right out of you.
Yeah. It will. It will. Yep.
It's like it's
Definitely.
hard to do, but once you can free yourself from all that what ifs, all that stuff, you just you hear that voice, and that
Hmm.
voice, well, what could you do today? That one little thing. It doesn't have to be nothing major.
Hmm.
Each day, do one little thing to get into your heart. Let your heart. Your heart is actually your inner child. So it's your inner child who wants
That's
this
true.
this
Yep.
happiness, right? But doesn't know how to go about it because they're hiding out. So
Hmm.
it takes a little time and meditation to go into your heart, and you know how you know though, your feelings will tell you. If I say, do
Hmm.
you feel like cooking chili tonight? And all of a sudden your body's like, no, I don't even like chili. Oh, what about cooking a cake, and your heart lights up, whatever it is. I'm just using
Hmm.
basic things. You
Hmm.
will feel it though. You will feel what your heart gets excited about, even if you can't hear it. So give
Yeah.
yourself choices and go by the feeling of that choice to
That's
make
right.
that choice.
That's right. Kelly says it took her 10 years to answer the first thing she was asked by her therapist: what makes Kelly happy? And
Yep.
so, yes, some people are sitting in the dark for so long.
Yeah.
But honestly, it just look to the light and look to things that you're grateful for, and it will be very helpful for you
Oh
too.
gosh, that's a good one, Allie. And these gratitude, I just
Yeah.
wake up thinking everything. That
Yep.
really got things in alignment for me too, because now I just say
Sure.
thank you to everything.
Sure. So, Isabella, we will offer you a message afterwards. You say you feel a bit odd. I'm getting that from a lot of people here in the chat today, that everybody's feeling a little bit off. And it's understandable that we're all feeling a little bit off. There's a lot of weird stuff going on. So we'll answer the question. But this one here: do you think there are psychics who are being deceived by entities? They think they are good, but they're not. Not talking about the ones that are intentionally manipulating. And she has a reason behind the question. I
Well,
think it can happen. Don't
mhm,
you, Val? Yeah.
mhm. Especially in this energy, because there's a lot of deception energy. There's a lot of trickster energy all
Yeah.
around us. This is why.
Mhm.
This is why most times you see me anywhere, I am suggesting that you get into your heart, because once you're connected to you, none of that stuff will bother you, and you'll be able to see. You'll be able to automatically get a feeling off whoever this reader is, and say, and for you just to ask the question, there's something inside of you that does not resonate with whoever this person is. So trust that though. And once we get that information, we got to trust it and then act on it. I mean, you
Mhm.
don't have to do anything to anybody. I'm just saying, don't watch that person anymore, or don't engage with it. There's so many, being psychic doesn't mean you're an empath.
Mhm.
So a
Mhm.
lot of psychics can use their ability to know up to no good, but usually the psychics who are also empaths are not like that. But we can feel each other. It's a
Yeah, we can. And if anybody is telling you you have, like, I know there's some psychics, not here on YouTube, but I've seen them that are out there and they're like, you have a spell cast on you. You need to send me $300 so I can take the curse off. Things like that. But that's more obvious. But I
Mhm,
think it can happen if you're not protecting yourself as
mhm,
a person who
mhm.
does this work, then very easily we can be deceived by entities that aren't so good. So
And
we,
maybe we should say that too, Ellie, because you're absolutely right. You got to you got to ground yourself. How do you protect
uh-huh,
yourself, right? How do you do
uh-huh,
that? Ground
yep.
yourself. I see it gold color. I just see my higher self pouring like gold column of sparkly light down and through me, and it goes through Mother Earth, and it removes everything in me that
Mhm.
is stuck to me, and it'll come
Yep.
back up from Mother Earth like an infinity symbol, and I just breathe like a 3 times, right?
Mhm.
And then I'll see the gold come out of my heart and put me in a bubble, so I'm
Yep.
protected. And I do
Mhm.
that. I did that for Ali and I and all of you before this today's
The
show.
show.
I
Okay.
always do that so we can get the clarity of the information that we need.
Right.
So I
Right. We
want to
don't want
help.
to pass around incorrect stuff. Yeah,
Right.
absolutely. Right.
Right.
Yeah. And I don't know. There are some people that Isabella that I don't resonate with, which
Yeah.
doesn't mean that I think they're bad people or what. But there are some people that you just don't resonate with, and you don't feel comfortable with. But I want to see what Mary has written here. She says, "I think many of us do not live in community in our real world, and many of us feel something missing, which is why we crave communication with others." Which brings us sometimes craziness in our heads. I agree. Even for us, Valerie
Mhm.
stays at home most of the
I,
time. I
I
stay at
understand.
home most of the time. Yeah. And
You,
we
this is
get it.
my family. Yeah,
Yeah.
I come here to see all my family and friends, because the
Yeah.
and the energies again, the astrological energies, it's just too volatile. Now when I
Mhm.
go out, I got the gold light on me, I put the gold light on my car, I put the gold
Right.
light on Walmart, wherever I'm going, I put it on all the cars around me, all the roads.
Oh,
and I
especially Walmart.
yeah,
Sorry.
and I usually have a really smooth encounter. It
Good.
doesn't. I can't even remember the last time, but that is how I maneuver through the world, because
Yeah.
there
Yeah.
is too many trickster energies, and they see your light.
Mhm.
They
Yeah.
want a part of your
Yeah.
light, and
They do.
if you don't know yourself and you don't know what you need in your heart, that's we're easily manipulated, and
Yeah.
we all have been there. Not saying,
Mhm.
but they're oh, I gotta say a nice word. They are just like little, like you just flick them off like fleas. Because any dark entity that is in
I love
your, yeah, you just say no. I am in charge. Own my own power. You get out of here. Get out of my head. Get out of my house.
it.
And they have to leave because they
They
can't.
have to leave. That's
You
true.
have
Yeah.
you have more power over your own bodies.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So we'll get to your your question, but thank you for bringing that up. I think it's an important thing to talk about. And I understand it because, and then at some point also I've seen that people resonate really well with something and then later they don't, which is fine. But I want everybody to know that in my on my show, and I know Valerie feels the same way, everyone's entitled to their own opinion. Nobody, I don't want anyone to feel persecuted or that there's something wrong with them if they say something. I had that happen, unfortunately, on a show, and I think the person just left and never came back. And I felt bad about it because that was never the intention.
No.
So I know that happens, though, because clarity is really difficult sometimes. And
Yes,
so,
we're talking some deep esoteric topics here.
yeah,
It's not just it's not that easy. But my biggest thing is I want everyone to live in peace and harmony and unconditional love. And the only way we do that is by giving it to ourselves.
yeah,
And
true.
once you do that, then it extends out and it helps the world. It helps Mother Earth lift up her vibration. And
Yeah.
so more of us can live in peace, harmony, and unconditional love.
What's really funny is I talk to everybody's dog. If I'm walking and the person has a dog, I'm always like, "Hi, sweetie, how are you?" And I'm talking to them, and then the people they're either not interested in talking to me, which is fine, or they're like really love that I love their dog, and I really sincerely do it because I love talking to dogs.
Me
But
too. Yeah.
it just makes a difference. It makes a difference in it.
Some people
Yeah.
look at you like you're funny because I'll go
I
up there.
know.
Oh my God, you're so cute. And they're like, what is wrong with this lady?
Wow, Mary, I didn't know that they are Trump fans along with it. Oh, wow.
Oh, Mary.
Oh, that must have been a while ago, Mary, was it? Oh my God. Yeah. Oh my.
When all this started happening and all these people I'd been watching up until he got elected, like I'm telling you, I was blown away how many people supported him that say they are spiritual. I'm like, what in the world? We're being, and that's an attack. That is a severe attack. That's Neptune and Pisces. Okay, a lot of us have increased our psychic abilities, but a lot of people can't. So
Yeah, I know.
they're losing.
Well, they don't even know they have them, and they don't even know where to go to get them. They just don't know. Because they're not people. I don't know. I don't want to get onto it too much, but yeah. But I understand. All right, Isabella, let's see. Let's throw. So hopefully that will help some part of why you're feeling odd.
Yeah,
But let's take a. Oh yeah, this is it.
And this astrology, okay, remember that's 0 degree Pluto Aquarius and a 0 degree Venus Leo right across from each other. The solar flares, I mean, this is just a couple of things off the top of our head, right? And it is hard to get your footing in this because we're creating a new reality energetically. It's getting a higher, finer vibration, but we're having to bounce back and forth, and it's like, oh my God, I can't take it anymore.
Yeah.
Those are the days you need to take a rest.
Definitely. Oh, you're in your second Saturn return?
Yes.
Oh, Isabella, that speaks volumes, girl.
Yes.
Oh, wow. Hi, Jess. I see you too. Hi, Juno's here.
Hi,
Thanks for
Jen.
coming in. And Kelly, of course, is here. All right, so this is what I get, Isabella. Trust, 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 trust. It almost looks like a spinal column here, but it really isn't. But look at the feather on the top. Be open to and trust yourself and your perceptions. Yes, because you are highly evolved. You are on the right path, and that's a difficult path to be on during a Saturn return. So, good girl. And they're telling you to just persevere. It doesn't say to have patience. It just says persevere, which means just keep doing what it is you're doing, girl. You're going to find your way out of this, within a very short period of time.
Yeah. Yeah, because once you connect to your heart and you trust yourself, you'll know automatically who to watch, who to talk to, It's just, and it's no judgment on anyone. Let me make that clear. But if you already got a bad feeling, chances are it's not the way for you to go. But I pulled this card again. Just take responsibility for your life as a creative adventure. So they really
Ah,
want us to go in and do whatever it is that, like Juno, she does some beautiful crochet work. Oh my gosh.
uh-huh.
So she
Yes. Yes.
stays busy. She stays in a higher vibration and putting love into her crochet, right? It's
Mhm.
just an example. I
Yep.
I garden. Here you go. And then I got light codes, which might be the explaining why you're feeling a little off. Because when we get the downloads of light codes from all the energies around us, it does. You got to integrate them. You got to
Mhm.
your time and rest. Says all beings come into each lifetime with light codes they carry and transmit over the course of their lives. These multidimensional pieces of information and wisdom are shared without conscious communication. You are activating new light codes of healing right now, and you can use them to help yourself and others as you feel called. To understand more about these codes, go into meditation and consult your guides. Ask for clear signs, symbols, and guidance. I mean,
Wonderful. Yeah.
our higher self is us, because all of us didn't come into the body, right?
Right. Right.
And we have a whole team that we were never told that was with us. We have
Mhm.
the guidance. All we have to
Mhm.
do is ask, but you got to trust yourself and connect to your heart to get to that
Right.
knowing knowing space. Does that make
Right.
sense?
Yes, it sure does.
Okay.
I hope that helps, Isabella. Hang in there, girl. We have all. I've already gone past my Saturn return. Valerie, I think you have too, haven't you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Thank God. Yeah.
Well, it
We know
started
it's
last year, so but I
okay.
stay home. Allie tell you I don't go. And I do everything they say. They say, "Oh, today out of nowhere, I get stuff. Look up the Galactic Center, and I'll be on that for hours." And I just listen. I don't know what
You just listen. They tell you what to do, and you do it. Yeah, that's right. I
I
love it.
go.
I love it. Okay, so we got Rossi, we got Mom of Two Dogs, Anita Gorola, and Jess. You're all lined up here. Anyway, oh, you're past yours too, Vicky. Good for you, girl. You're part of the Crone Club then. All right. So Rossi would love a message from Spirit.
But we
Yeah.
have so much going on, guys. We're like the front line. We're raising the
Yeah, we
vibration,
are.
bringing all of humanity into a new age. Really,
Yeah,
think about it.
absolutely.
Give yourself a
Absolutely.
hug and a pat on the back. We've gone
Yeah, you
through
made it. That's
it.
right.
Yeah.
And Blue, I'm sorry to hear that you had COVID after avoiding it.
Uh,
Hopefully, it wasn't as bad as it could have been. But gee, it's still there, and it's so funny to hear people say, "Well, now that COVID's all gone," it's like, no, it's not all gone. But yeah. Oh,
like Trump, he's not all gone either.
I know. We thought he would be by now, but he isn't. I know. And he
COVID.
created a lot of the COVID problems that we have.
Yes, he did. I can't
Yeah.
believe people aren't up in arms over that. And people died so
Yeah,
needlessly because of
I know.
him.
You're right,
But
Isabella. It'll never be all gone ever,
yeah.
because it's like chicken pox and things like that. Yeah.
Wow.
Okay. So
You have
did you
some
get
in.
some cards? I got happiness here for you, Rossi, is on its
Mhm.
way. Look at that. I love it. It's shining its light on your countenance, and
Mm.
your aura is all lit up in that picture. We got perspective again. I don't know, this card I shuffle and it still comes out all the time. And I think that's what our message for today is.
Yeah.
It's all on our perspective. We get what we expect, and we see what we think about and talk about. So but have to be very, very careful with our words and thoughts.
Yes.
Okay. And it's telling you to listen. Listen
Mhm.
to like Valerie. They tell her to look up something, she does. Obviously, if it's nothing that, for me, I could probably say they're telling me to go get a hot fudge sundae, but I have to be discerning.
Yeah, I
Uh,
have an ice cream problem, but they never say anything.
uh-huh.
So Oh goodness, I was like, oh my god, I got so chunky. Well, it seems like it's a day of trust and truth because you got trust and surrender and divine truth. And this is, but this is how we, okay, let me read trust and surrender. Your fiery energy manifests in your expansive creativity. When you
Mm,
trust in your most authentic self, you are full of life and vibrant color. Surrender to your process and enjoy all that you birth in the world. Spend time in nature as a source of creative fuel. Even the flowers will speak to you about ideas for the expression if you let them. And that's what I've been getting. Like the higher self is here, nature, Mother Earth. If we are putting ourselves out in any of this distortion, it just
mhm,
hurts us. Yeah, you got to keep up on it, right? But
mhm.
you don't have to absorb it all day. I watch the news and I have to sage and do a
Yeah,
meditation
get
and
the
clean.
ick off. Yeah, yeah, I know. Yeah.
But then I got oneness is the way.
Oh, there you
Isn't that
go.
pretty?
Beautiful.
How can you
Yeah.
show more compassion and acceptance towards those you don't understand? But
Uh-huh.
I just heard to yourself. I think this
Ah.
is all about to yourself. We
Uh-huh.
have to love and accept ourselves, or we're the only ones who can do it. And once you do,
Yeah.
you turn on all of your gifts and abilities, and to me, it's the most beautiful thing, to be connected to myself because I wasn't always. It's just been recent
Yeah.
few
Yeah.
years.
Well, and we got a lot to make up for because if we haven't done it all our lives and we've always not loved ourselves, that's a lot of love we haven't given ourselves. So we got to make up for that. Yeah. Yeah.
And spirit wants us happy.
Yeah.
And while we're here raising the vibration on Mother Earth,
Mhm.
you can enjoy your life. You can enjoy your
Yeah.
existence here. Hi, Jay. Hi,
Hi, Jay. How
Lauren.
are you? Hi, Lauren. Mary says she wonders if there was a calling for many souls from Earth to help somewhere else, and that's why the virus and all the human death souls needed it once. You know, that's what they say about the Holocaust. I know that a lot of people don't like saying that, oh, well, there was a reason or whatever, but most people do volunteer before they come here for something, and it could be very
Mhm.
possible that they did. They volunteered for that, but
Yeah,
it's
and
very sad.
yeah,
Yeah.
and well, they volunteer though to bring awareness to the rest of humanity that's still here. Like, why? Okay, so we go through a pandemic, or we go through the Holocaust, and
Mhm.
we were outraged during the Holocaust when
Yeah.
America got involved, and we went in there and we helped them. That's what they'd been doing, and
Mhm.
now we have people in our own country thinking that's a good idea. After we just had COVID, you see how it's all so twisted and distorted. This is why they keep saying to me to get into your heart and only focus on what you love. If
Right.
you're and I, if you hate
Yeah.
your job, I get it, but
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
can. These energies from that Taurus new moon and this Sagittarius full moon. Anything you want to create this year, you can create it if you just try.
Mhm.
Put the intentions out there. We
That's right.
had the North Node with Jupiter in Taurus, but Jupiter's going to be in Taurus for the whole next year. That is massive creational abilities of the actual Earth plane. So, what
Mhm.
you want to manifest here,
Yeah.
you can bring in heaven to earth. Manifest anything you want.
That's
It's
right.
all the physical. Taurus is all the physical
Yeah.
senses. So
That's
if
right.
you're miserable in your job or you're miserable in your relationship, you got to really look at
You do. Yep. You really
why.
do. Do you want to stay in that relationship or that job and be miserable for more years? Or are you going to proactively look for something? You don't have to quit your job just yet, but you can
Yeah.
proactively look for something and be happier with what you'll find. Yeah. So mom of two dogs just got denied for mortgage relief. I'm sorry to hear that, sweetie. Financially, will things get better for my family and I? We have a lot of debt to pay. Yeah. Okay. And right now, I'm thinking that the banks are being
Yeah.
tighter and tighter because of what's been going on, and because they keep raising. I don't know. I used to get this thing in the mail, and it would say refinance this loan
Yeah.
for 8% or whatever, and now it's like 25%. It's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy. All right.
Okay, so that's part of what that Taurus thing brought in. Mom of two dogs was we see that financially the systems are in flux and
Uh-huh.
they're being worked on. But here we have people who can't afford to pay rent, that you can't get any relief. They can't,
Mm-hmm.
uh honestly don't want to spread fear, but I want everyone to be, Taurus is about keeping getting your ducks in a row too.
Yep.
Living right, within your means. This isn't a time to take chances, but we just got out of a pandemic, and
Yeah.
why they profited off a pandemic in the first place is beyond me. And all this stuff is going on. I mean, but it's going to get
Let's
it
get
is
better.
going to get
Yep.
better, but it's going to probably be
Look at all the things that Joe has done. I mean, you don't have to really like Joe to see that we could be in much worse situation than we are right now. But um, I've got this really cool card. I have these cards called Spiritual Awakening cards, Mom. And this one says, the law of correlation, witness the boomeranging effect of your beliefs and your actions.
oh
So the first thing I'm going to tell you is use some affirmations. I have enough money to pay my own bills. I am healthy, wealthy, and wise. I don't be don't be like, oh my God, more bills. Say thank you, and I know that's really, really hard to do. But if you do that, if your thoughts and beliefs believe that you will have enough, bring in enough to take care of what you need to do, then that may shift this law of correlation and help you out a little bit.
and
I
Allie's
did get. Go ahead.
you're right. It is how we speak to ourselves. It's how, and we don't even know it. I know I had to go through a few years of where I changed every thought I had from a negative to a
Uh-huh.
positive. It takes a lot of work to get to know yourself, to heal yourself.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
was thinking the same thing. You're not speaking to yourself well. You don't know.
Yeah.
You're afraid. Okay, fear's going to bring more fear to
Bring more
you.
fear. Yeah, I know. Yeah.
And
Oh, it
I'm
worked
not
for you,
trying to,
Gino. Good. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Good. Hi,
and
Akila.
I'm not trying to say, oh, it's just that easy. It's not.
Right. Right.
You
No.
can say, I'm like what Ali said. My bills are paid. I thrive. Don't ever and never use the words never or want or don't. Use them
Right.
in
As it already is. Yeah.
as is,
Yeah.
and really try, because you're going through a little bit of a transition, right? And
Mm-hmm.
you are going to, but in the end, you're going to get the world, and you're going to get this victory card. So, but understand that everybody's going to go through some sort of transition this next year and a half, 2 years. That is just how the astrology is. And I'm not saying everything is astrology, but I am,
Right.
because it is. The energies
Well,
that
it
are,
just tends to come true. I mean, if you look
yes,
at it, and especially even if you look at it in the what happened last week, you can
that's
see what happened. If you don't believe it further out, look at what happened last week, and then you can. Yeah.
right.
I get here. You just need to stay spiritually strong.
Yes.
And if you need to, you contact these people that you have to pay the bills to, and say, I have to work out a payment plan. And if the phone rings and you don't want to answer it, don't answer it. It's your phone. You pay for it, and you don't have to answer it if you don't want to.
Yeah, because you
Yes,
working
it is.
with, they'll work with you. They will
Yeah.
work with you.
it is hard to see when you're going through it. And
Yeah.
I'm not trying to make light of you. I know Valerie isn't either. But it's just that I went through 3 years of being moaning and groaning. And the minute I turned it over, for some reason, within that next 6-month period, things started to get better. They really
And
did.
yeah, and even say thank you to your challenges. Thank you. I'm learning so much. I know it sounds like you went nuts, but honest to God, it'll.
I know.
As soon as I started doing it, I'm with Allie. As soon as I started thinking everything all the time, I things just flow to me. Things are smooth and easy. Now, do I have bumpy days? Yeah, but for the
Oh,
most
yeah.
part, compared to what my life was before, it was a shit show. Excuse my language, but
It
it
is
was
what
all
it is.
it
Yeah.
was my thinking. It
Yeah.
was everything I told myself. I was going to lose this. I was sick. I couldn't even barely move. It is us. It is up to us to when I say love yourself and accept yourself. That means how do you speak to yourself too? Do you speak to yourself like somebody you love? Think of that. You know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's right. Well, that don't answer the phone thing is a riot because I
Mhm.
remember my phone would ring and my ex would say, "Aren't you going to answer the phone?" I'd say, "No, I don't feel like answering the phone right now. I pay my phone bill and it's my phone for my convenience and I don't want to answer it because you don't have to.
Nope.
You don't have to." Yeah.
Don't have to. Yeah, I don't.
Mhm.
I hardly. My phone's on silent. If I
Yeah.
want, if I see it ring, I'll say, maybe,
Uh-huh.
maybe not. But that's part of the self care. It's all self
Yeah, it
care.
is part of it.
You don't have to be subjected to bill collectors. You don't have to be subjected to any of this. Now I know you want to clear it up and keep talking to your higher self and spirit. Please bring me a solution
Hmm.
to
Hmm.
this. That'll start coming. Thank you, or say it like this. Thank you for the solutions that
Yes.
that are
Thank you, angels and guides. Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely. Mary, you're right. Something very small to do is smile really and think about it and smile.
Mm,
If you do it for the day and you think about it, you'll notice the difference. Yes. Smiling and especially if I do it in the grocery store, or I'll make all these really crazy comments to people. Though there was
mm,
one guy, and he was getting beer, and he had a whole bunch in his hand, and I said, "A party," and he just smiled, and I said, "Well, don't forget the chip and dip." You know, he
mm.
thought I was nuts, and I didn't really care because I just had fun with it.
I do that all the time. I'm always saying hi to people and saying weird things, and they just look at you like, "Oh Lord,
I
she's
know,
the
I
crazy
know,
one."
but you
But
never know. You might have made someone's day that was having a bad day. Yeah.
and I've had people say that to me. You really made my day. Well, I was in the restaurant business most of my life.
Okay.
I can't tell you how many times I'd wait on people and I'd feel them that something was wrong, and I would start crying. I'm not even getting a hello out, but I felt their energy so
Oh,
intense,
wow. Wow.
and they're like, I said, "What happened? What happened?" She said, "How do you know?" And I'm like, "Well, I don't know what happened, but I feel something happened." And then these people be like, "Oh my God, thank you! You saw it. I was hurting, or you smiled at me." People really just want to be seen and heard, you know.
Yep, they do. That's
They
right.
do,
And
and that's
just yes, you don't need to. You can answer your phone. It's always your choice. It's just something I always tell people, but it doesn't mean you can't. It's your phone. It's all right. Um, yeah, being an empath is tough. It
yes.
is. It is tough.
I'm the same way
So
too.
when
If I don't recognize the number, I don't answer it. Most of
my
it, they're
husband won't either. Yeah,
yeah, they're
yeah.
trying to sell you a
Trying to
warranty or
sell you some siding or something. Yeah, yeah. Oh, good, Monica. Good. So Anita Garola says she paints all the time, but she hadn't felt like it for about a week, feeling anxious and unsettled. You know what, honey? You aren't alone. And I love to read, and I have all these books I need to read beside me in the bed, and I'm not motivated to do it. So I have to forgive myself for it.
it is. It's hard to motivate right now. We're just
It is.
coming out of it. You got to think like we just opened this door
Yeah.
out of the past 3 years, and we're looking and we're like, where's this lead? What's going on? But there's no hurry. That's another thing about Taurus energy. Even though there's we're in Gemini season, but Taurus season teaches us to take it slow. But we still
Mhm.
have a lot of stuff there. There's a lot more in Taurus right now than Gemini. So look at that. Gemini, your mind's going a million miles an hour, and you're like, oh my God, I can't keep up.
The old air sign, yeah.
Just sit in the ground, meditate, and say, you know what? I can take one thought at a time. We're women too. We want to get everything done yesterday. Like that. But it's not even
my
important. It's
my
not what
husband says to me, "Oh my God, back away from her. She's in banshee mode because I'm got to do this and got to do that."
it's true
Oh,
though. And
yeah.
and ask your guides. Why don't I have that creative spark?
Yeah.
Maybe
What's
they
going
want you
on?
to look at something else to
Yeah.
to play
So
in.
what I get, Anita, you're the sunshine girl. Look at this. This is I pulled this deck because she's a painter, the lady that made them. And you know what? I know you live in beautiful California. Maybe they're wanting you to be outside more, out in the
Mhm.
sunshine. I don't know, but it's okay because the world is a painting. Think about it. Maybe you can find more inspiration from being out there. Look at I even get the surfer. There you go with California again. You can go down the beach and get some
Mhm.
inspiration. But you're going through growth, Anita, whether you think you are or not. That's what's going on.
Mhm.
And if you open your creative channels, you may find that you may start painting things you never painted before. It
Love
may
that.
be a whole new way of painting.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I got you're on a deep inward journey. You'll
Oh,
yeah, you'll be rewarded for the work. How can you
yeah.
alchemize your fear?
Oh,
Fears.
wow. That's
So
gorgeous. Yeah.
yeah.
I love that. Yeah.
And it's so true. We think a lot of people get mistaken. Okay, I've worked on some stuff, had a dark night of the soul here and there, right? But I'm feeling good now. Then all of a sudden you get thrown back. It's a
Yeah.
process. There's so
It is a
much
process.
stuff inside of ourselves that needs to be released, and so much that we were brought up in a society that isn't for people. It's for power and money, and that that affects all of us. We all know that. We all
Well,
know
it's
that.
and we think we're here to do things, to do things, but we're here to be. We're
Yes.
human beings, not human doings. And so take the time to be what you got.
And then she got
Oh yeah.
contemplation time. Spend
Uh-huh.
time alone meditating upon what you truly desire
Uh-huh.
and
Yeah.
accept heaven's help. See, I think they really want you to connect to
To you guys.
yourself, yeah, your guides.
They
You
want to know what deck that is.
uh this one is the mermaid. This is where is it? I have boxes everywhere. No, I
I
just
know.
looked at it. Here we go. Magical Mermaids and Dolphins by
Oh,
Doreen Virtue,
there you
and
go.
then Unshakable Inner Peace,
Those are great cards too.
and that's
Yeah.
from Allie. Thank you, Allie.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All
So
right, we got two more to do. Two more today. Jess and Valerie's going to come back in 2 weeks, and we're going to talk about the solstice and whatever else comes up. So there
yeah.
you go. So Jess Reed has would like a message, please, as well from her guides.
Sure.
Thanks everybody for spending time with Valerie and I today.
Yay.
We love to work together. There you
Yeah,
go.
I do. I mean, it's so important though this next year and a half, 2 years, to really focus inward, focus on it. Like, what do you see after? What do you see your future,
Mm,
your future self in the next couple of years? What do you want to see? And
right.
and and start saying thank you for that now.
Mm-hmm.
So it's
Yeah.
it's just coming into you. That's how cool these energies are. But it works in the same. If you're thinking all the worst things that can happen, it's going to happen, and it comes in faster and faster now because these are creational energies.
Right.
It's all spirit.
Yeah.
Spirit is. They don't know if you are unhappy, if you're okay. Everything's vibration. So if we emit a vibration of being stressed out, say,
Hmm.
we keep getting that. We receive what we are, what we're emitting, and it's not
Yep.
like it's not because they want to torture you. It's that energy speaking to energy. So
Yeah.
if it's
Yep.
a stressed out energy, it's going to bring in more stress or worry or fear.
So, Jess, I get here. Forgive yourself, forgive others, do the
Mm,
Ho'oponopono prayer if you know what that is. It's
mm,
I am sorry.
sorry.
Please forgive me. Thank you.
Thank
I
you.
love you. And you can say that to yourself. There are always at least two parts to an apology, even to ourselves. And that's, I am
Mm,
sorry, please. And sometimes the other part is, what can I do to make it better? So, what can you do to make it better? It
mm,
says for you that help is on the way for whatever you're dealing with. And the closest, it's right a hair's breadth from you. You can
mhm.
ask your guides and angels to come on in and give you a hand because they love you. And so do we. There you go.
Aw,
Give yourself love. Give yourself lots of love. Yep.
yes. And this goes back to the energy thing. You create your own reality. What you want wants you to. What do you want to experience?
Mm-hmm.
I love the roses on this card. And then
Wow.
I got divine magic.
Ooh.
Yeah. So you extra magical energy surrounds your situation right now. Expect miracles. So this again is talking, go in there, talk to your guides, thank them. Thank them
Yeah.
for things, even if you don't have that, whatever it is you want, a brand new Mercedes. Say thank you for my new Mercedes or my new.
Yes.
And I'm
Yes.
telling you,
Yes. Yes.
out of nowhere, things start arriving because if we always want to like control. Well, I don't have the money for that down payment, and I can't do this, and I can't do that, and we block off all
Yeah.
the
Yeah. Well, we think because we're thinking logically that
yeah,
things can't happen magically. Yeah.
right.
I love this. She went to the grocery store to get one thing, which I never bought before. When I got to the register, it was free.
Yeah.
That offer was only good. And what
See?
was the one I was thinking of? There's another one I was thinking of that's like that as well. Oh, I know. Work with the parking fairies and angels. So if you're
Yes.
going to go to the grocery store, let practice this. Say, I will magically find or I found a parking space right by the door. Right
Hmm.
by the door. Yep.
I do it every time.
Do
And I
you?
get one every time. All you got to do is say thank you for the space, the parking space.
Yeah.
It, it gets a lot easier. I'm making it sound like it's easy, but you start
No,
doing it, you will see
it
results
takes a little
really
time.
quick.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
takes a little time. It's
And once,
practicing getting the universe is unlimited.
yeah.
I always think I don't want to take from somebody else, but I'm not. I'm not taking anything away from anybody else because there's always enough for
There is.
everyone. For everyone.
That's right.
Good,
There is.
Jess.
And
Yeah.
my guide said, "Oh, because I used to think that I used to say, oh, there's not enough, there's not enough." They said to me, "Look outside," and I was looking at their tree, and they're like, "Does that tree say it doesn't have enough leaves?" Does because it, that's how Mother Earth is, and that's how Spirit is. There is unlimited supply.
Yeah. Yep.
We're
Isn't that
taught.
true in the Bible, which I'm not a big Bible person, but the lilies of the field, they don't spin or toil. They just know that they will be taken care of, and the birds and so on. So yeah, it's like the magic of the universe is here to take care of us if we don't sit and worry about the outcome.
It
Yeah.
is. It's like you gotta, state your intention, be specific enough, but not every detail, and then just say thank you
Yeah.
for as you read the paper, whatever. And keep
Hmm.
doing that. Maybe once a week or once a day, whatever you feel. If you have a few, do one a day.
Yeah.
It just takes us practicing because we were
Yeah.
not taught to think this way. We were
Right.
taught to think in lack and limitation and fear. There's never enough. You be careful. But
Mhm.
it's not
That's
true.
funny.
It's
Jess, that's so funny. Your husband wants you to go with you because you always get the parking guides.
so cool.
Yeah.
Did,
Do you
when
have
you're
another one for, I'm sorry, I took her down.
gratitude is
Okay.
gratitude is the life force of peace. What are you
Mhm.
thankful for? And see, that's another thing. I said a couple times a day. Thank you, Mother Earth, for the air, water, and soil. I say that. Thank you for all, every
Yeah.
molecule of Mother Earth. This way, I don't leave anyone out. You know,
Right.
I just
Right.
keep, and
Yeah.
I just, and,
And
and
Jess is
go ahead.
bringing up the mustard seed. My mother, that was my mother's saying. If you have the faith as a tiny mustard seed, nothing is impossible. She always said that. Thank
Yeah,
you. So my mother
see,
came by today. Yeah.
yeah. And I never had that faith until like the last 10 years, and I'm
Oh,
amazed.
okay.
I'm amazed
Uh-huh.
at my life.
Uh-huh.
Honestly,
Yeah. Yeah.
I had
Change
the
it.
worst stinking thinking that you could think of. And
Hmm.
people think that they're stuck with that. They think this is me, and it's not.
Hmm. It
It's
doesn't
really
have
not.
to be. That's right.
Mm-mm.
That's right. All right. So the last one we have today is Vicky, a message. And
Oh,
again, thank you everybody for being here and talking in the chat. Mary, yes, we have to have our good antennas. We have to get out of our own way and follow the wave and the magic. Absolutely, Mary. Always. Yep. It is. It's a retraining for us, as Valerie
yeah.
said, because we didn't grow up with these mindsets.
Mm-mm.
And it isn't the fault of our parents or anything. It's
No.
just the way that the world was or
Hmm.
even is. So, yeah.
And that's we're here to relearn how to thrive. Because we really weren't taught that. We
Right.
weren't taught that everybody thrives. Only those people who work hard and they're
Yeah,
gonna
I know.
do it. And and we all have that
I have
ability.
to say I worked hard for 35 years or 40 years and now I'm working smart.
Yeah, work, work
Yeah.
smarter, not
Work
harder, right?
smart, not hard. That's right. All right, Vicky. So I get here. You have beautiful light all around you right now that's giving you pure energy and love and divine love. It's all of your guides, it's all of your angels. It's just gorgeous. If you need it, ask for guidance. They're always there, hiding behind the lotus flower for you. We forget sometimes we have to ask. I forget. So I know everybody does at times. But look at this. And it's also saying make sure you clear your energy. If you're feeling a little stuck, um, take a hot shower. That can clear energy. You can do the smudging. You can go put your feet down and ground yourself onto the earth. Anything else you can do, Valerie, for clearing energy?
Gratitude really helps. I know
Gratitude clears
it does.
energy.
It clears it. I'm always have crystals in my bra, and I wake up and I burn saves and I do that. But
Yeah.
it like sometimes I'm sure everybody here has had this feeling. You just get this overwhelming sadness or um,
Yeah.
you know tragic feeling inside of you, and I really, when that happens, I got to sit down, ground, I start asking the pendulum what's going on, and it's usually we don't need to know the details. That's one thing I held me up a long time. Just let it clear, because it's
Right.
like it could be from past lifetimes. We may
Oh,
be clearing something, we're never really going to know the actual what it is.
uh-huh.
Um, and here I got morning affirmations.
Mm,
Say positive affirmations each morning to open the gates of manifestation. That's for Vicky, but I think that works for everybody.
yeah,
And
it does. Yeah.
and then I got for Vicky, everything is a reflection. Hold up the energetic mirror. What do you
Mm.
need in your life that you're not currently getting?
Ooh, there
Mm.
you go.
See, that's
And then focus on that.
yes,
Focus on bringing it to yourself.
yeah.
Yes.
That's really what we're doing in these next couple of years. It's
Yeah.
restructuring our lives
Yeah, that's
that
true.
follows our heart. It is a big jump because we've all been kind of just complacent, lost. We were all home for a long time. We didn't get to go out.
Mhm.
But now we're, and it doesn't have to be. Oh, it's a year and a half. I only have a little bit of time. Take your time. Enjoy the journey. This is what
Yeah,
we always forget.
yeah, we
It's
do.
not the destination. It's every moment.
And it is.
You know?
Yeah. And I often thought once I reach enlightenment, I'm all set. Well,
Yeah.
no, no. It doesn't work that way. But at least I know I've done it once. So that means I can do it again. That's
Yeah.
kind of how it makes me feel.
Yeah.
But I can't stay here because I live in the world. So maybe
So
after I go to the other side, you
well,
know.
we come and we go, right? We go down, the third dimension, or we go higher.
We're back and forth.
We're back and forth, and it does. It feels like, wow, are we ever going to get stabilized? And
I
I
know.
think we will, energetically, if we can just, even
Hmm.
when you go outside and just look at everything, like, just, well, this is okay. This is what they want me to say. The external world is out there. If it is not in your vicinity, it is not yours to. It's not your problem, or your solution. If it's here in front of you in your house, your pets,
Hmm.
your family,
Hmm. Hmm.
that's where you got to place your focus. But if you're letting things on the outside world trigger you and take away your joy and your
Your
peace,
power. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, you're giving it
Yeah.
away. Don't do that. We're going to build and recreate this beautiful world. And I know I sound like all airy fairy, but this is, I'm shown this
Hmm.
in my
Yeah.
visions
Or we can
and
make it for us. There's another thing about it that we will create a beautiful world, but we can create our own beautiful world in the way that we see beauty in our own
yeah.
lives.
But isn't
Yeah.
that what it is? Because our
That's what it
reality is
is.
just it's our perception anyway. So
It
if our
is.
perception says I live in this beautiful world and I buy myself flowers every day or I grow flowers, that's your
Hmm.
beautiful world, and that's all.
I know.
That's all that matters. No one is ever going
It's
to
funny
know.
that you say that because I never liked where I lived. I never liked my houses. I didn't like
Mm,
any of them. And I found this place here, and it's basically a double wide. It's
I love
like
it.
a manufactured home. Never thought
Mm,
I would. Mm-mm. And I love it. It's my haven. And as I don't,
yeah,
no one would understand it to come here and think, oh, this is it, But it doesn't matter because the only person it matters to is me. So
that's right.
yeah,
And
yeah.
that's what all this is about. Every little detail that makes us us
Hmm.
is is our perception, but we're the ones creating it. We're the ones who are doing it.
Yeah.
We go buy that new car, whatever. Make sure it's bringing you, it's bringing your reality, making your reality the way you want it,
You
because
want it.
no one else knows what's in our mind. No one else
That's
is
right.
really in our world. It's only us here, and we're creating it from there. And I know I used to get kind of upset, like, oh, my husband, he didn't know me. He didn't even care to know me. Oh, most people don't even know themselves. I'm
They
getting
don't. You're right. Yeah.
didn't even
Yeah.
know himself. So, uh, you know, uh, we got to understand that everybody's going through these really
Hmm.
turbulent times, and to
Hmm.
give not only yourself slack, give everyone else grace. 'Cause we're all going through it.
Jay says, be airy fairy Val, fart rainbows and puke pixies. And with that, and with that, we'll see you next time. Thanks, everybody. I loved it. Thanks
We
so
love
much.
you.
Yeah. Bye bye.
Oh my goodness.